As usual in Sicily, it is super hot in the summer.
Surprise! So today, we're off to Will.
So we're off to Will.
We're gonna go for a swim and we know just the place with the coldest water.
So let's go. So sweaty. Desperate for some super cold water, we decided to take a trip to a place that had been recommended to us, the dell'Alcantara. The drive to get there went by pretty quickly, winding through the Sicilian landscape with rolling hills on either side, dotted with abandoned buildings and brought to life by the colour of the vibrant villages we passed through. We arrived in no time at all.
Upon arrival, we parked our car and headed to the communal entrance. This entrance is open to the public and is really cheap, costing just a couple of euros. There's also a private entrance that costs more, but includes a range of other activities. So if you're just looking to visit the gorge, keep a lookout for the public entrance.
Once through, we took the many stairs that led down to the gorge. Knowing that it gets busy during peak times, we aimed to arrive later in the day so that people would be leaving.
Despite passing many leaving tourists on the stairs, it was still crowded at the bottom. But we didn't let that get us down and headed into the freezing water to find a place to set up camp and wait for people to leave.
Whilst waiting for a quiet moment though, we couldn't help but look around and admire the incredible rock formations. Until relatively recently, the Alcantara Gorges remained a hidden gem in the Sicilian countryside. However, nowadays they are becoming an increasingly popular tourist destination, and in peak times are often super crowded.
There are ways around this though, and one of the best ways of visiting them in these peak times is by taking part in one of the guided excursions, where together with a group of friends you can be led up the river to access quieter parts of the gorge.
There are various activities to choose from. The adrenaline seekers, there is canyoning and body rafting, where, in protective gear, you will be led on an adventure through the gorge.
Or for the less adventurous, you can opt for river hiking in waterproof salopettes that protect you from the freezing water.
Despite the number of people though, there is no denying how special this place is. How exactly the gorge was formed has not yet been understood. There are many theories, but nothing conclusive. However, it is generally accepted that these spectacular rock formations originate from a lava flow that came from an enormous explosion of Mount Etna.
After a brief rest from the cold waters, we enjoyed a fleeting moment of beautiful light as the sun set.
With the sun down, the tourists left, and with them the large groups of excursions. And this gave us the perfect window to have a peaceful walk through the gorge. At the far end of the gorge, the water gets deep, and that's when you realise just how cold it is. Further upstream, the water actually runs underground, which is why the water here is so cold. Summoning some courage, I head round the corner and see how far I can go, before turning back around and enjoying the final walkout.
At this point the water is actually pretty deep, but we're making progress.
The Gole dell'Alcantara are a must-see.
And if you can manage it, it's worth waiting to enjoy the gorge by yourselves.
It's big, it's loud, it's noisy.
Sicilia è tutta bella, ok? Tutta bella.